We have Frankie? Wanna be in the video? Woo! I just spilled wine on my sweatshirt, so ignore that. Cheers. I just felt like it was really important for me to sit down and do this video prior to posting any more vlogs of me hanging out during quarantine. I've really been wanting to kind of share how I've been struggling and how I've been trying to deal with anxiety during all of this. I wanted to, in some capacity, kind of let you guys in, and I have in little bits here and there, mainly on Instagram stories. But today I realized that obviously people who watch my videos might not necessarily read every tweet I make or watch every Instagram story I do, and vice versa. I was actually talking to my friend Amy today, who most of you know, and we were just talking about the ups and downs of all of this, and she was like, wow, I'm surprised to kind of hear this. I really thought you were just thriving throughout all of this. And it just became glaringly obvious that it is so important for me to open up to you guys so that you know that I'm not just dealing with all of this perfectly, because I don't want you guys to feel bad about yourselves if you are struggling. I also saw a TikTok the other day that was like, can you guys please stop posting all of your workouts and your perfectly cute quarantine outfits and your gourmet meals you're cooking, because you're making me feel bad about myself. And I was like, yes, that makes sense. If you're having a hard time managing all of this and finding a balance, it's not really fun to see people having it all put together. And I didn't realize that I was maybe only sharing the good, but it makes sense. Like, I'm only whipping out my vlog camera when I'm having a nice time. And I know I've mentioned a couple times in clips, I don't know if I've posted them all yet, but saying like, oh, today was really hard, so doing this to cheer me up, but I don't think I'm sharing enough. So today I am in a pretty great mood. So while I am in a positive, upbeat, optimistic mood, I thought what better time to reflect and kind of create a game plan as to how I better manage when I'm not feeling so great throughout this. So I'm just gonna let you guys in on the struggles I've been having during quarantine and let you know what my kind of somewhat game plan in overcoming all of that is going to be. Whew, being vulnerable is hard. I have gotten so much better at opening up in life in general, with friends, with family, with you guys, but I'm still not great at it, so here goes nothing. One thing I am very vocal about is the fact that I have PMDD. I'm not gonna go too much into it, so if you wanna look up what it is, you can do some Googling. But basically, I have very intense PMS. So right before my period, and typically the first day or two of my period, not only do I have crippling cramps and pain and just mood swings, but I also feel very anxious and also depressed. About a week ago, I was feeling one of these extreme lows. I was feeling overwhelmingly depressed and just insanely anxious and like, I don't know, absolutely overwhelmed, and that I just couldn't do anything. I checked an app, Clue, that I use to track my period, and I wasn't supposed to be getting my period for a little over a week, like almost 2 weeks. So I was like, crap, this is not just my PMDD. And I've always said, as hard as PMDD is, I have some peace of mind that I know it's gonna end. I know the episode of feeling anxious and depressed is going to go away about the time my period comes. And that gives me a huge sense of relief, always knowing where the light at the end of the tunnel is and that it will come. So the idea of maybe there not being an end this time, it was just terrifying. It was really scary, and it's like my worst nightmare. Another thing I've discussed a few times publicly is that I put a lot of my self-worth and happiness in feeling productive. If I have a schedule, if I'm consistently working out, if I'm going on a lot of meetings, if I'm doing a ton of projects, if I'm getting a lot of videos done and work done, and just honestly just working as much as possible, I feel amazing. I get like a high from that. And I always saw that as a good thing, that it keeps me working hard and it holds me accountable. And I know that it's bad when I get in these slumps of not working hard enough or not having a lot going on or not being able to work very hard. And I've dealt with it throughout my life as just making myself really busy. And because we are quarantined, a lot of projects are just unable to happen right now. A lot of work is kind of stalled or just canceled completely, and that has made me feel worthless. I have put so much of my personal value and self-worth into feeling accomplished and productive that when I'm not doing that, what do I have left to feel good about? And I have finally realized that this isn't good. I'm such an all or nothing person that when I fall into these slumps of not getting stuff done, I feel like I can't do anything. I either spread myself too thin, or the thought of trying to accomplish something feels so overwhelming that I know I'm not gonna do it well, or I'm not gonna do it right, so then I just don't do it. And I put all of my energy into something that's so unimportant to actually get the task done that I can just hyper focus on to fulfill that desire of feeling accomplished or feeling like I did something. And it is so extremely unhealthy. And as awful as this last week was for me in dealing with that, I am really grateful for it because I feel really self-aware in this moment, and I feel like I am learning so much about myself where I'm going to be able to make healthy changes eventually. I also want to say I am speaking very specifically about my personal struggles, so what I'm sharing may or may not apply to you. My ideas of how to balance everything out and work on my mental health might not work for you. I'm not going to generalize here because I don't think it'll make a lot of sense or it'll really be that helpful. I know just from speaking to a lot of my friends, it has been really difficult, but I'm not an expert, so I don't want to tell you guys what you should be doing. I just want to be really transparent with you guys and share that this has not been all glitter and rainbows for me. This has been really difficult. The first couple of days of quarantine, I really thought I was thriving. I thought that this was the life for me. I can be such a homebody and so antisocial sometimes. Like, I love being alone. I really thought that I was going to excel in this environment. But then I realized that those things prolonged are not good for me. I really fall into ruts, and that is not healthy at all for me. So this has really been playing on all of my issues. The first few days I was like, okay, how am I gonna best handle this? I have just recently been really good at getting on a schedule, going to my workouts at the gym, coming home, showering, getting ready, working, doing all those things. How do I maintain that? Because I know that that's good for me mentally. So I was trying to continue waking up early and working out every day and walking Frankie and setting little goals for myself. And the first few days, I killed it. I was crushing. And then I had a low day and I didn't work out and I didn't want to go on walks and I didn't want to get work done and I wanted to sit on the couch and stare at the wall and not even watch anything and do absolutely nothing. And then I didn't know how to snap out of that. And I have such great people in my life who wanted to help me snap out of that, and I found myself getting really irritable at any advice I was receiving. When people were suggesting that I do this or that or try to find little things to feel accomplished, I was getting mad. I was getting frustrated that people thought like I shouldn't just relax and do nothing for a little bit, and that wasn't the solution. Like, I wanted to be on the all or nothing side. I wanted the nothing. And I knew that doing nothing was going to make my anxiety just spike and spike and spike until it was out of control. But the thought of trying to do anything was freaking me out because I knew the things I wanted to be doing, I wasn't gonna be able to do. I was just gonna feel like I was doing work for the sake of doing it and not because it was what I was meant to be working on, which is so silly. I have a million things that I could be doing and could be getting done to feel good, and I don't know, I fell in my spiral of I can't do anything. Nothing's good enough. Nothing's right. I need to just do literally nothing. Don't read, don't write, don't watch TV, do nothing. And that is such a scary mindset when I get into. So I haven't posted any more vlog footage because I haven't really been recording much. At first I was recording at least something every day. And once I got in this slump, I didn't want to do that because I didn't want to do anything. So I was realizing my first 2 or 3 vlogs, whatever I posted, were showing me working out every day and sitting outside and playing games and meditating and walking Frank. And I was like, I did that for 3 of 30 days or whatever we're coming up on. And people are probably watching this being like, why am I not doing these things? Why am I not making sure I'm FaceTiming my friends and calling my parents and getting my work done and cooking. And I don't want to be the cause for anyone feeling bad about their situation and their struggles. Hence this video. I even feel silly that I'm like showered and did my hair and did my makeup today. I did Jack and Amy's podcast this morning, so that's why I got ready. And also yesterday when I had this kind of epiphany of let's figure out how to make this easier on you during this time period, I decided that I was gonna wake up and get myself ready because I knew that would make me feel good, and I knew I was having the energy to actually do that, so I wanted to take advantage of it. But I think I've done my hair and makeup like, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 times max this whole time. But if you're feeling like you're in a rut and you're stuck and you are in your low and you don't know how to get out of it, you are not alone. So getting into my game plan of how to deal with this for the foreseeable future until quarantine is over. Instead of burning myself out completely when I am feeling good and just being like gung-ho on like, let's get everything done, and then crashing, what I'm doing is I am creating a list in my journal of little tasks, medium-sized tasks, and big tasks that I can plausibly get done from home during quarantine. And every morning I am going to wake up and immediately or within the first couple hours of being awake, tackle one of those small tasks. Something so simple and so easy that just starts me on the right foot for the day. Whether it be making a phone call I need to make, or scheduling a meeting, or making my bed. A small little task that is only going to take me a couple minutes, that is very easy to accomplish, that I know I can get done no matter what my mood is, just so I feel like I've accomplished something right away. It's just going to set the tone for my day. Then I'm going to set a medium task to complete each day. At some point in the day, completing it, whether it takes me 10 minutes or 10 hours to eventually get it done, just one medium task. This is going to be anything from actually having that meeting that I scheduled, or cooking a recipe I've been wanting to make that might be quite time consuming. Something that feels a little bit bigger, a little bit more time consuming, something that I maybe need to prep a bit more or organize a bit more going into, but something extremely manageable, just one medium task a day. And then I'm going to pick a large task that I would like to complete in the week. So this could be anything from sorting out my taxes, which feels so overwhelming, to editing a video or recording a video, something a bit larger that takes a lot more prep work, is extremely time consuming, that having to complete it in one go might feel really overfacing if I'm having a low moment, but in the grand scheme of a week is not that extreme. So either Sunday night or Monday morning when I'm organizing my week, I will plan when I'm gonna get things done. So if it's my taxes, organizing my expenses one day, and that's it. The next day, organizing my income and calling my accountant. Something along those lines, so that I'm not feeling like this task that is pretty manageable is like Mount Everest, because it doesn't need to feel that way. I think staying productive throughout the week is really going to help calm me, and it's gonna also control me from going too gung-ho in one day. I don't need to clean my entire home in one day. I've done that a couple times throughout these vlogs where I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna clean like a room a day, and then I start and I cannot stop. I organize 12 closets in my house. I don't have 12 closets in my house, but you get the gist. So that is my game plan in handling these quarantine blues. I know that this is really heavy and really hard on a lot of us, on most of us, on most likely all of us. You are not alone. And not only are you not alone because I'm struggling with a lot of things, but there are so many of you watching this video right now dealing with a plethora of anxieties and fears and just being overwhelmed in general right now. As always, I really encourage you all to connect with one another. It is so nice to have someone just to talk to sometimes. I'm going to try to respond to all the comments below. Don't be afraid to comment to each other. I know oftentimes a lot of people like people's comments and clearly relate. You can respond to one another make a pen pal, get to know one another. We are so lucky to have this online community where we can feel a little less alone and support one another. It really helps to feel good and safe. There are also so many resources right now to help you get through anything. I'm gonna link a bunch in the description box below. So if you do need anything, please don't hesitate to reach out to one of these sources or myself or a friendly stranger in the comments below. Just be safe, be smart. I love you guys so much. I hope you're holding up okay. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're staying inside if you are able to. We are all gonna be okay. We are all gonna get through this. We just need to lead with love, compassion, humanity, and really come together. Thank you guys so much for listening. Being able to talk to you guys really makes me feel so much better. So thank you for listening. I love you, and I will see you probably tomorrow in a vlog or something. I don't know. Love you so much. Bye, guys.